And welcome to Tcush News. First up on Tcush News, we are taking a look at Cuba. Tensions between the Soviet Union and the U.S. has risen since Soviet missiles have been located in Cuba. A few days ago, a United States spy plane flew over Cuba, showing the missiles on their soil, October 14, 1962 to be exact. The increase in Soviet military entering Cuba caused the U.S. to set up ships to block any type of passage to Cuba. U.S. and the Soviet Union finally came to a conclusion to lift the barricade and take the missiles out of Cuba and the missiles that America put in Turkey. This was another dangerous act the United States and the Soviet Union have been a part of since the end of World War II, also known as the Cold War. The biggest issues between the two are that they mistrust each other and want to be more powerful. This caused many Americans to hate communism, and especially Soviet Union. Americans often practiced bomb coverage and avoided showing individuality. They want to be like everyone else, so people didn't think they're communists. This huge fear caused a great cultural outbreak of normality. To this day, Russia and the United States show hate towards another. Any wrong move could still cause war between the two. As we cross over the Pacific, we will take a look at North and South Korea. The 38th parallel was established right after the Allied victory in World War II, ending Japan's empire in Korea. Korea was therefore split into the Soviet Union's North, which was communist, and the United States South, which was capitalist. In 1950, North Korea invaded South Korea, starting the Korean War. The Red North almost took total control until the United States invaded a small port town in Incheon to stop the spread of communism. The tensions between North and South Korea are strong to this day, with the DMZ in between the two acting as a buffer. Our next visit is taking us southwest into the country of Vietnam, where the Vietnam War took place. This was another act to stop the spread of communism into the south of Vietnam. The United States decided to enter this war. The United States sent hundreds and thousands of troops into Vietnam, but the Vietnamese guerrilla warfare caused many Americans to lose their lives or be severely injured. Therefore, it led to many citizens questioning our government. Why do we send our loved ones on a one-way trip? This war caused great displeasure and great mistrust between American citizens and their government. To this day, mistrust in the government lives in many Americans.
This week's character study is on Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was both a Baptist minister and a civil rights activist. King became one of the most powerful leaders in the civil rights movements. In 1959, King went to India to visit the birthplace of Gandhi. This inspired King to use his influence to invoke nonviolent protests in the civil rights movements.
There are many ways to fight for civil rights. The organization NAACP works through nonviolence. They participate in sit-ins and freedom rides, and if they are provoked, they do not fight back. They mirror the ethics of Martin Luther King. Others, however, believe in violence. This would include the Black Panthers. They believe in retaliation, and it is usually very violent. Now we're looking at modern America. In 2003, America invaded Iraq. The war started after an intense manhunt for Saddam Hussein. Even after the Hussein regime was overthrown, American soldiers began intense fighting with all of al-Qaeda, leaving Iraq cities with no functioning government and in more chaos than it started with. Many Americans died, and back home many believed the war was pointless. Next on our list for modern America are cell phones. In 1983, the Motorola company came out with the first mobile phone. However, it wasn't available to the general public yet. 30 years later, most people can't function without a phone, mostly due to the fact that phones do more than just call people. The App Store has changed the phone into a virtual toolbox. Next time someone tries to sell you a phone, remember the aptitude of that cellular device. We may have just met you, but we'll call you maybe next time on Tcush Student News.